organising it with me this time around. It's looking like an awesome place. Woking's not as far as you think either. It sounds like it's a million miles away, but it's actually quicker. From Waterloo, it's quicker to get to Woking than it is to get to Canary Wharf, as long as you get the right fucking train, right, Colin? You know what I mean? There's one which takes about an hour and a half, and another one which takes about 20 seconds, so be careful. Pointless dialoguing. What's your philosophy? I hate philosophy. Is that your philosophy? Checkmate. What are you thinking about? Unbelievably obtuse and pointless fragment of bullshit. What are you thinking about? I'm thinking about the importance of being unimportant. Do you think that's important? Checkmate again. This is called Games for Free. It's dedicated to Lee Bai, and the subtitle is Murder Everyone. Tanks and guns and armies and guns and gunships and tanks and tanks and tanks and tanks and guns and gunships and guns, immolating the non-existent bodies of infinite virtual humans and non-humans, lol. Thank you. This is called Penny for Your Thoughts. Penny for Your Thoughts. No one wins a war. At best, the participants might redefine themselves through the carnage it creates. Lol, yeah, lol. Where's my penny? Thank you. This last one is called Aeroplane. Flies overhead, but doesn't make me scared, because it doesn't drop bombs. Aeroplanes don't drop bombs where I come from. Thank you. This new one is very new. Well, it's quite old, but it's new to be performed. And it's the story of a bus trip. It's called Yeah, But You Get What I Mean Though, Part 1, Bus Trips Are a Player. Do you get what I mean though, says the voice I can't not hear? Not eavesdropping, you understand, more like involuntary participation. A monologue that's not mine, I'm participating in it now. Participating in it in general. Am I going to Heathrow Airport, I wonder to myself. The bus trip is a player in a generally good routine, a day in, day out perusal, a survival rule of thumb. I've been working on it for ages, perhaps a lifetime it may seem. I find that at once comforting and mildly distressing. I saw a man get on with a style of unkempt beard. I feel I'm somehow now in it, whatever that means. I've no idea, no ideas, a soft onset of confusion in a reality of dreams, and dreams of a reality. The man next to me sprawling, taking more than his allotted space, in the seat of seats, none of which are actually big enough for a human being. Am I going to Heathrow Airport? I wonder to myself. I find it at once comforting and mildly distressing. The seat hasn't got bigger. It makes me wonder, is this deliberate? In some form of low-level oppression, state-sponsored spite underlying beneath the universal sun. Could it be there is something else going on here that I'm not aware of? As if there's something going on here that I'm not aware of. Am I going to Heathrow Airport? I wonder, partially out loud. His overbig coat spills over from his too narrow for a human space. I can't not notice it now, however hard I try. He smells of bed like my mom used to when I was a child. I find it at what's comforting and mildly distressing. The smell of bed persists from this man that is not my mother, and I'm transported back their childhood by this unwashed situationship. I have to move as he gets up, and that's the end of that, I think. I'm left feeling slightly lonely, like something I invested in is ending. Am I going to Heathrow Airport? I wonder to myself. Am I going to Heathrow Airport? I wonder to myself. I find I can't decide. I find I can't decide. I find it at what's comforting and mildly distressing. Do you get what I mean though? Part 2, hot messness. I wish I could be a hot mess, but I could never pull it off. As I see a hot mess, totally putting it off. Hot messness is for the young, it can't be done past a certain age. I can't tell you what that age is, although I can tell you when you're past it. I know this as I watch a new interloper into a present. They get on just before me and look like they used to be young. They sit up the other end and look like they are still young. They sit not far ahead of me, and they could possibly be still young. They sit on a seat looking right at me and look like they are right at the point when they are about to stop being at the point where they could be looking like they are still young. They sit on a seat looking right at me and looks like they are right at the point where they're about to stop looking like they could have used to have been looking young. I find out what's comforting and mildly distressing. Am I going to Heathrow Airport? I find I can't decide. The setting of my saga is full of people now. Stern features instead of soft ones on everybody concerned. The bus trip is a player, a set of actions that were learned and then performed over days and weeks and months and years and decades. Performance is the norm, the standard place for us to be.